Welcome to the Medical Device Made Easy podcast. Here is Munir Lazouzi from easymedicaldevice.com. And today I wanted to talk about a specific project that I was involved in. And we are starting to have it now released on the field. And I'm really proud of it. At the end, we are trying to explain today more about this project and hope that you will be also helping us and being working with us on that specifically. So I have with me the CEO and founder of the company called SCube Technologies. So Anindya Mookerjea, who is my partner. He's working with me because he works specifically on this project since now many months, maybe more a year, if I can say. And I'm really happy that Anindya is here to just explain to us this journey and what we are doing here with this project, which is an eQMS project. I talked to you, maybe to some of you about that. So the eQMS project that I'm working on is going live now, is released on the field. And for that, I have Anindya Mookerjea. So Anindya, welcome to the Medical Device Made Easy podcast.
Thank you, Munir. It's a pleasure. I'm not just happy that we are together launching our first eQMS platform, but it's a pleasure being invited on a podcast channel where you invite all the top-notch professionals from the industry and all the celebrities. So doing a podcast recording with you is itself giving me a feeling of becoming a celebrity soon. So thanks Munir, thanks a lot.
You're welcome. As I said, we have made a lot of work together, and now we are at the phase now where this eQMS is really kind of arriving to a stage where it can be presented to people, and we have worked a lot on it. So I'm really happy to have you here. And what my objective is not to focus specifically on our project only, but also to explain more about an eQMS, what it is, what are the advantages, disadvantages, and then focus on the project and explain exactly from where did we went on that, and also at which stage we are now actually, and how people can be benefiting from this. So first, Anindya, can you make just a small introduction of yourself to know more about you before, and then we can move to the questions about the electronic quality management system?
Sure, Mani. Thank you. Thanks again. So I'm Anindya Mookerjea, and I've got around 2 decades in the medical device industry, and all types of medical devices with an expertise of software as a medical device. And I have involved in more than 25 products, more than 20 different companies in taking the product to the level where the product can be really taken into the market. I founded SCube Technologies with a mission of making compliance easy, simple. And 2 years back, I partnered with Munir in this project of eQMS. And with Munir, with your involvement, I think that was the best thing to happen to take the eQMS concept to the next level. So that's all about me, Munir. Thanks.
Great. Thank you for that. And we worked since many years about that. So I met Anindya because when I wanted to create the Easy Medical Device in the UK, I was introduced to Anindya from one of my person that I knew. And then we really matched together, and it was really a partner for me. And now since then, we are really working close together on a lot of things. The activity as Easy Medical Device, but also what Anindya is working on with the SCube technology. So really, really great to have you here. So Anindya, as we said, so the idea of today is to try to convert people to eQMS and to explain exactly what eQMS is. Because I hear a lot of people that say, oh, I'm looking for an eQMS system. Can we see something exactly that how it is working, what is the advantage, what is disadvantage, etc. So first, maybe for people that don't maybe are new to the field of medical devices or quality management, because it's not a medical device exclusivity, so quality management. What is an eQMS exactly, and how can you describe that easily to any if I can say person that are working on the industry business?
Sure, Mani, thanks. So eQMS is nothing but a mindset. It's a concept which bind all the stakeholders together. So when we say the design and development of medical device, it's all about quality, safety, reliability, performance, and none of these can be achieved without a right kind of a quality management system, Now, you always can have it paper-based, but we know that we are in the field of where robots are doing most of the things, and the medical device have really gone to a level where the human intervention is so less these days, right? So why are we not digitalizing the concept of quality management system? So as I said, that it's a mindset, it's a thought process where everyone come together and they are digitalized, where the information is safe, it's not lost, and there is always, we can call it a buddy, electronic buddy who is there to guide you throughout the roadmap of quality management system and make your product compliance. So probably that's my version of eQMS, Munir.
Great. And can we be precise on saying that, so we are actually talking about medical devices, but it's not specific to medical devices?
Sure. So quality is everywhere. So any industry would need the quality, the performance, the reliability, as I say, and the safety. And when I say safety, it's obviously, when you talk about the medical device, the pharma industry, life sciences, the patient safety is the prime goal, prime vision for any companies. But it's not the quality, and the quality management system is not specific to a medical device, but it can be extended to any other domain which is directly or indirectly linked with the medical device.
So in terms of examples, we have, for example, as you said, safety, we have environment, we have even things like automotive industry, we have pharma, we have aerospace. I mean, everybody is using some kind of quality management systems. And the idea of an eQMS is, I think, really to gather all this in one tool that can help, if I can say, to be on the market. So what I see a lot also is, I was working for big companies, so I see a lot that for each kind of aspect of a regulation or legislation, they use a specific tool. So if it's for compliance, here is a tool for compliance. If it's for training, here is the tool for training. If it's for production management documentation, here is the tool for production documentation. If it is for management of projects, here is the nodal tool for that, etc., etc. So we see, is there a problem to have one tool that can do everything, or?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very good question, Munir. And that's one of the very big issue in any industry or with any company. So we have a tool for everything that we do. So while doing that, probably, and I'm not being sarcastic, but probably we forget about our own product, while using so many tools. And these tools are quite cumbersome. And sometimes, I have seen that the tools are even more complicated than my own product if I'm developing a medical device. So the idea of digitalizing the concept of QMS is never to complicate, but on the flip side, it's mainly to make compliance simple and easy. That's the trend these days, where you have one specific tool for every action that you are performing, right? So maybe you need a specific tool for just capturing and managing your requirements. You do a separate tool for QMS. You do a separate tool for regulatory, for clinical studies, for post-market, and so on and so forth. Maybe CAPA management, NC complaint management. So for every specific activity, we see that there is a specific tool, and which makes the overall design control concept or overall design and development more complicated and more cumbersome.
Yeah, so this is one of the issue I had with all these big companies, is that each time I had to have 10 password, 10 user code, 10 things. I had to write that on a small book because I should remember that. And I had to change that every 3 months, because every 3 months there is this safety thing to change the password, etc. So it's a bit of a nightmare here. So here, when we talk about an eQMS, the idea is to have something that is managing our documentation, and that is putting that in a certain way. And also that is storing that in a version way, like version 0, version 1, version 2. It's signed, and we have a traceability of all this, etc. So what is the clear advantage of an eQMS in comparison to paper itself? So I lived in my era, if I can say. I'm still young, I hope, but I was in an era where I had the quality management system over paper, and I see, if I can say, the disadvantage. But for you, what is really the advantage, if I can say, of having an eQMS over a paper-based system?
In one word, hassle-free. So there are no hassle. You are not worried about managing your papers. If there is a tool, then it basically manages the versioning of your work, your documents. If you are developing a software, then your code, each and everything require a version control, because change is inevitable. Change is everywhere, and with every change there is or with every improvement or every corrections that we make, there is always a new version of things. It could be the requirement new version, or the design new version, the code, the document. Now, if it is managed manually on the papers, you just think of a situation where you have thousands of papers, and it's all over the place. It's not at all easy. So if there is a platform, if there is a digital way of managing your papers, through the soft copies in your desktop, in your laptop, then I would call that kind of life as hassle-free life. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. So I remember a time where we get a call and say, "Oh, you have to sign a procedure." And at that time it was, I say, paper-based. So it's what we say mainly, and maybe we had time, I don't know. It's more like, "Oh yes, I'll be back on Monday in the office, or on Tuesday in the office. So wait for it, and then we can move forward and approve the document and sign." So now with an eQMS, it's not really possible to say that anymore.
Exactly. So the world is coming closer. And it's coming close with each other, and that's why having this kind of arrangement, or the digitalized version, is quite inevitable, Munir.
And do you see any disadvantage?
Well, you cannot tweak data. So with the paper, you can always change the date, because maybe your testing was delayed, and probably you have not done the testing properly, or something you want to retrospect. Now those kind of things are not easy to do, because here everything is recorded, and it's attached, or it's linked with your Windows or operating system, or MacBook, whatever or OS you are using. So you just cannot change tweaks, that's the disadvantage, I would call it.
Yeah, I imagine that when we have an audit trail, mainly everything is listed: who signed what, when it signed it, who signed after, who signed before. It's not easy to say, "Oh, please sign at the last month, because at the date of last month, because it's easier for us. It was better." So I think this is something that, if I can say, is really a bit difficult for you to follow then. In terms of SmartEye, so the software that we have worked on, the project that we have worked on, is called SmartEye. So can you maybe just give a story for people why you called it SmartEye?
Yeah, again, it's my favorite question. Why SmartEye? So SmartEye, because we felt that there should always be a need of an eye to see what you are doing, and to control, to guide, to mentor. Because medical device design and development is it's not easy, it's not simple, but if there is always an eye to tell you, to guide you in the entire roadmap, and that eye has to be a smart eye, so that you are never deviated, and you always know what you are doing. So we just thought of so many names, but I thought this is a bit different name, and we felt that it's quite a cool name, and it's making sense. So that's the story behind the name, Munir.
Right. And I imagine that when you are starting this kind of project, there are already a lot of other electronic quality management systems that are existing. So I know one which is Greenlight Guru, for example, or other ones that are also on the system. I work with few others. So my question is more, why did you have this idea at the beginning to say, okay, let's create a new electronic quality management system? Why this was something that was really a priority for you then?
Sure. So see, I mean, while I was working in last 20 years in this industry, I thought that it's the compliance, to make the product or the medical device compliance, it's quite complicated and cumbersome process. People are confused. People are not aware of the end-to-end process of what is to be done. Now, if we just have a eQMS in the form of a tool where we are just storing the document and we are not doing anything else, then people get, they get bored, or they don't get the right kind of interest. There is another problem statement that I found, that since anyone born in the industry or in the anywhere, Microsoft Office, in terms of Word, Excel, PPT, this is one of the most powerful tool. And people they talk about the best documentation practices in our world. So that's another problem statement. Another problem statement is, as we mentioned before, that having too many platforms, too many tools just to accomplish end-to-end the design and development of a product. Now, taking all of these, what our vision was in SmartEye, that to have a one-stop boutique of compliance. So it's a single platform wherein if you have an idea to design and develop medical device, we will take you through step by step. We will tell you that how to capture your user needs, intended use, how to do the human factor research, how to capture your requirements in terms of design input, how to best do the design output, how to do the design verification. When your product is ready, through the rigorous risk management, usability management, cybersecurity, how to do the product validation, the design validation, or the software validation. And the story never ends here. When you complete your product, the story continues when you launch it in the market, in the terms of post-market surveillance, clinical follow-ups, of course, the clinical investigation and studies before. And of course, in the MDR world, it's proactive communication, reaching out to the customers. So there are a lot of pillars. There are a lot of things that is happening here. SmartEye is the single solution for that. SmartEye also allows all the end users to come close to each other. Now, it's one of the thing that is like, let's say, the regulatory, the quality, the IT, the manufacturing, the risk department, the usability, all of clinical, so there are so many. They all can come together, work together. It's basically a workbook wherein you even have the MS Office embedded, so you can really work on SmartEye. So it's not just a document where you have to store. So it's a complete solution, Munir, where everyone has the pre-populated hundreds of templates, SOPs. They have the option of using these ready-made SOPs, or they can even build their own SOPs in SmartEye. So it's highly flexible tool. They can create their own frameworks. However, there are recommended frameworks which you have been involved in suggesting, right? So and we have a lot of QARAs working together. So it's a highly flexible tool where if it is a very small company and they don't have nothing and they have to start from zero, there is a lot of help and assistance in the tool. However, if it's a already established organization, they can use there, as well as they use in combination of our SOPs templates. It's not about just embedding the Microsoft Word or Excel or PPTs or all of that MS Office tool, but it also have the smart web grids, which takes care of the traceability, the bidirectional traceability. So each and every design input, requirements, outputs, they are all linked with the risk, the hazards. You have the tools to perform FMEAs. You have the tools to perform the usability testing. So it has a lot, and it's very difficult to tell you each and everything about SmartEye. But in short, it gives you an end-to-end solution of not just the eQMS, but it also gives you e-regulatory and a product lifecycle management. So so all the department can come close with each other and can start working towards the design, development, verification, validation of the medical device and the software medical device.
Okay. And have you had already, I mean, you had, I think, but you had already some customers actually. Was this easy for them to, if I can say, be involved on it?
So Munir, we have developed this tool with the help of not just you, me, and rest of the quality regulatory expert, but we also used our closed customers in validating our tool.
Yeah.
So we built the tool with the concept that we don't want to implement just our concept, but we wanted to make it a workable solution for our customers and get the feedback and develop SmartEye. And I'm happy to say that in the pre-launch state, we already have around 8 to 10 customers who have started using it. And together with you, I'm proud to announce that one of the best eQMS solution in the world, which is called SmartEye, is now officially live and available from 31st May 2022.
Yeah, exactly. So this is something that now is released to the field. So I hope it will be well accepted by everybody. Okay, Anindya. So one question that I had also is about passing an audit. So we know that mainly we are creating quality management systems for storing documents and everything, but sometimes, I mean, usually we got an audit from an auditor that is coming and checking our documentation. So how can we pass an audit with an eQMS? So is there a methodology, or is it something that is kind of normal and auditors all do?
Sure. So see, while addressing that part of the how to face an audit, I think we made a lot of research, and thanks for all the help, Munir, to bring your experience of attending all the audits across the world with all the notified bodies. I myself is a lead auditor in few standards, of course, to start with 13485. And I have been an internal auditor, and I have been auditee for last many years, almost 20 years now. So we all understand the kind of pressure we have during the audits, because passing them is really, it's all about taking your product to the market, right? Now we brought all of that experience in SmartEye, and we know the exact psychology and mentality of an auditor. We have and so we have considered all of that, and we have offered a systematic framework of the entire quality management system, clause by clause. So we have ensured that each and every clauses have been, or each and every clause have been addressed in SmartEye in terms of the SOPs, in terms of templates, in terms of version controlling, in terms of e-signatures, and it's important to let you know, and of course that, or let everyone know that SmartEye has the inbuilt Part 11 compliance, and it has the inbuilt e-signature, and all of that is required in the documentation. And once the document gets approved, the PDF generation happens within SmartEye. So it's as we are repeating that SmartEye itself on its own is a complete platform where you can have the entire quality solution, regulatory solution, the product lifecycle management solution. So when you present this to the auditor, it's like presenting them a catalog to them. And this word, I learned from one of the lead auditor of one of the best and one of the largest notified body in the world. So our customer has used SmartEye, in one of the audit in 13485, and they cleared the audit with absolutely no observation, or forget about the NCs. So there was 0 NC after 2 full day of audit. And there was not even a single observation. So in the end, the auditor really commented that SmartEye has really presented everything like a catalog of things, and I couldn't even find a single human error. So that was really encouraging, Munir. To work hard with you and the team, and getting a platform to all the people in the world, in our industry and all the industries, to have the benefit of this and clearing audit with shining colors, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I think that was a great experience.
No, it's great.
And nevertheless, we ourselves use SmartEye to make SCube compliant and to make Easy Medical Device compliant. So we are using SmartEye to do our own stuff. You know that. So
I am Easy Medical Device is also using SmartEye for its quality management system. So yeah, we are really happy of using that. So one thing that is also important is to understand all the journey of SmartEye. So first, there was also, there was also some support from the UK government for having also SmartEye. So there was some subvention coming from Innovate. So I think they were also happy of the tool when they had looked at it.
Oh yes, that is one of the prestigious thing to happen for us, Munir. Yes, we won a grant competition wherein we were given the grant by UK Innovate because they believed in our concept, and because they believe that it's not just another tool in the market where there are plethora of tools may be available, but then of course every tool has its own pros and cons. But I think we have come out with a solution where it's for the stakeholders. It's for the people who are really involved in the work and not just storing the document and getting the signature. So it brings the IT world close to the medical device world. It is bringing the risk and usability and cybersecurity world with the clinical world. So they can really enter into the tool, and this being a cloud-based, and of course it is 27001 compliant, GDPR compliant. So it's safe and secured, and all you have to know is your credentials. So once you get into SmartEye, you all can work together. So it has a multi-author, multi-reviewer, multi-approver technology that we have used, and we are not restricting any user of using this, right? So we have lots of advantages, and of course that was recognized by UK Innovate, and yes, it was a very challenging but a very promising journey, while designing and developing SmartEye.
I think it's so as I was part also of some of the developments, so it was also challenging, to try to understand how customers would work on some of the tools that were on SmartEye, what kind of things we have to provide them, which version, which options, which thing. So companies are really so diverse that it's sometimes a bit difficult to find one solution that will fit everybody. But I think we're able in-house to find some solutions to make it really flexible, and I'm really happy of that. So now, if people want to get, it's now open, if I can say, for people to come and learn more about it. So if they want to know more about SmartEye, what they should do exactly?
Well, they can reach out to us, and one of the channel is, of course, you. You are one of the most popular professional in the world, and I'm happy to say that you are the partner of SmartEye. You are one of the partners in SCube. And as I already said, that we together are launching SmartEye on this Tuesday, 31st May 2022. And, we will publish our website and our, support email IDs and, all of the email IDs to reach out through Easy Medical Device or through SCube channels. And there are, demos are available for the tool. Yeah. And we make it a very working demo, and we are there not just to sell the tool, but as I said, that it's a mindset, it's a concept, and we really want to work together with our with various companies and make compliance a success for them, which can be achieved easily.
And exactly. So I will put anywhere all the links about SmartEye or SCube on the show notes so that people can just reach out directly. But don't hesitate, if you need a demo, so let us know. So you can send me a message and I will transmit that to Anindya and with the team so that we can provide you with a demo. It's something that as I said, I'm involved and I'm working on it. So but if there is anything that maybe needs to be changed, I know that the team is really flexible and they can customize some of the elements that we have created, because anything that is customized is beneficial for everybody. So it's not like something just for one person usually. So it's really working great on that. So Anindya, so thank you then for being part of this episode. I'm really hoping that this adventure continues and it will be really successful. I'm really sure it will be working. And the objective here is really to help manufacturers to be compliant, to pass audits, to verify that everything is working well with their company. So I'm really hoping this will be working here for SCube and for SmartEye. So Anindya, thank you very much, and I wish you a nice day.
Thank you, Munir. Thanks for inviting me. And I promise, along with you, that compliance was never so easy before having SmartEye. Hope to have a lot of people working with us. And thank you very much once more, Munir, for inviting. It's absolute.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.